Hello everyone, welcome to Low Desert Love. My name is Jay. This afternoon we're going to be in our backyard looking at what it's going to take to transfer one of our winter beds and transition it into our summer bed. Now I apologize for having sunglasses on today. I just had LASIK surgery and my sensitivity to sunlight is a little unbearable right now. This is one of the first garden beds we put in here at this property. We've been at this property for a little over 2 years. This bed is one of the first successful beds that we've ever managed to grow food in. We are transplants here from Arizona. I am from Omaha, Nebraska. The growing conditions in Nebraska are considerably different than here in the low desert of Arizona. It took me years to figure out how to grow anything in this climate. So if you're a transplant like me, I feel your pain, because where I am from, you put seeds in the ground and food grows, and that is not my experience here. This is obviously a raised bed. We put the soil in. It is a blend of soils. It was so long ago, I could not even tell you what is made up this bed here. It is most likely a mix of mushroom compost, regular compost, manures. When I started this bed, I really hadn't done my homework yet, but I'm doing my homework now, and when we put in our new raised bed, it's going to go a lot smoother. Transitioning a bed from a winter garden into a summer garden really isn't that difficult. Because it's a raised bed, you're going to pull all your mulch away. Any plants that need to come out, you're going to snip them off at their base. You don't want to pull them out. You don't want to disturb the soil that much. Plus, if you leave the roots in the soil, those roots will break down and feed the soil that's down there. So once you've got everything removed, you've got your mulch pulled back, you're going to top your bed off with more compost, worm castings, organic fertilizers, if you're going the organic route, anything that's going to replenish what you've pulled out of the soil already. You're going to take your new plants, whether you're starting from seed, whether you're starting from transplant, you're going to put them in and make sure you re-mulch. Mulch is very important here in Arizona. You need to protect the soil, you need to protect the plants, and you need to be able to retain moisture. When it reaches 120 degrees this summer, if you don't have your soil and your plants protected, you're not going to have them for very much longer. That being said, there is a plethora of mulches readily available for purchase. You can make your own. The Arizona Worm Farm sells mulch and compost for very cheap. The Arizona Worm Farm also sells a raised bed mix that was put together by a master gardener here in Arizona. It is a raised bed mix that mirrors Mel's Mix. If you're familiar with square foot gardening, it mirrors Mel's Mix. It's a little bit tweaked to accommodate Arizona weather a little better. Currently in this bed, what we'll be taking out is I've got some kale. When the weather gets too warm, the kale will bolt. I am going to let it flower so I can collect seeds from it to grow next season. But ultimately, this bed is going to become my melon patch. So the kale will come out when it's spent. I've got nasturtium growing up here. They're a warm weather plant. They'll last till about June. They're an edible flower. I've got garlic growing. It'll come out this summer. I've got kohlrabi. I've got kohlrabi growing, and I use the term growing loosely. This kohlrabi has never bulbed. It's sat here and chilled in this pretty leafy state about the entire time it's been in the ground. Is it a total waste? No. I can take these leaves, I can juice them, I can cut them up, put them in salads, and I'll cut them off at the base, and the roots will feed the soil. And next year, when I put out kohlrabi starts, I won't leave them in their 2-inch cups for way, way, way too long. Behind me are all of my snap peas. They are a cold weather plant. When the temperatures here reach about 75 consistently, these plants will stop producing pea pods. Now, it doesn't get very cold here in Arizona very often. My backyard has touched freezing once this year. So even though it took them kind of a long time to get started, I can still save the seeds. When these produce pea pods, you let the pea pods dry out completely on the vine, you collect the seeds, and you save them for your next season. These seeds, even if I don't get to eat very many off this plant, the seeds I save from this plant will be acclimated to growing in Arizona. So when I plant them next season, they will do so much better than they did this year, and probably from any other seed that I could buy from the store that was grown in a different climate as well. Plants remember, plants grow, plants acclimate, and when you save seeds from those plants, you're saving that knowledge of how to grow better in the climate that they were grown in. Well, that's about it for this video. I hope to see you guys next time. We're going to be talking about putting in our new 100 square foot raised bed over here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. We hope to see you next time. And remember, if you're aiming to thrive, at the very least, you'll survive.